Have you ever heard a hypothetical question so stupid it took a couple years off your life? I don't think I ever had. Not until a few months ago when there was a hypothetical situation. It wasn't a question. I mean, it wasn't a question for me. The question wasn't about me, but it was certainly directed at me. I'm sure you all heard about it. Would a woman rather be in the forest with a man or a bear? I think all men have the same look of confusion, like a dog hearing its owner's voice on a Ring camera. We thought to ourselves, well, that's stupid. Why would you rather be in the forest with a bear than me? Now, of course, women were just like, well, men are always trying to get at you, and you just don't know what to expect with them. And I was like, what's the other side of this? With a bear, you just know it's going to eat you? Like, are you sure you could trust the intentions of a man over a bear? Surely not all men are to be trusted, but certainly no bear is to be trusted. Like, that is a bizarre thing. Like, would you rather be in the forest with an ex-convict or a bear? Okay, now it's starting to make a little more sense. How about a sex offender or a bear? Now it's getting 50-50. Now it's getting pretty even in terms of whether or not I'd rather be in the forest with a bear or a sex offender. Because this is the kinds of beasts that I compare to one another. One type of monster for another type of monster. Not all men are monsters. This question both brought me alive and ended my life at the same time. And for some reason, just recently, another question has been asked. This one is not one that attacks the gender of men, though. This one just attacks the intelligence level of the people who unfortunately have to have it go into their ear. I've been asking hypothetical questions my whole life. What if I had the powers of Superman? What if I could walk through walls? What if I had $1 million? What if I figured out the secret of true Buddha Zenism? Or Zen. I've asked these questions all my life. Daydreamed about them, how they would affect me. I have a vivid imagination. I'm sure many of you do too. But then I heard this one. Who would win in a fight? 100 men or one gorilla? When I first heard it, I was a little gobsmacked. I was like, wait, what? 100 men or one gorilla? That doesn't make any sense. Like, conceptually, it doesn't make any sense. Why would under any circumstances would you think a single gorilla, as strong as they may be, could take on 100 men? The gorilla's not Superman. It's not Thor. It's just a fucking gorilla. It's not even a grizzly bear. It's not an elephant. It's not a hippopotamus. It's not a rhinoceros. These are all animals that I could imagine maybe taking on 100 humans. Barehanded. Fisticuffs. But a gorilla is essentially just a kind of stupid, really strong dude. Who's the strongest dude you know? Probably the strongest, like the physically most powerful, unskilled dude you know. And these days, he's actually pretty skilled. He's either half Thor Bjornsson or Eddiehall. They're both massively strong, very powerful. They're even getting into the world of boxing and MMA recently. These are very, very strong people. Both of them, world's strongest man. I think Hathor was multiple times And Eddie Hall was at least once. Nearly killed the man, but that's willpower. I don't think 2 Eddie Halls could take on 100 men. I don't think 10 Eddie Halls could take on 100 men. It's 100 fucking men. That's the strongest human being on the planet who has skills in the cage. Fairly athletic. Certainly one of the strongest human beings who has ever existed. And now we're talking about a gorilla. A gorilla who has no skills. Just essentially a really athletic, strong guy. Think about 10 of your best friends. Now multiply that by 10 more. You don't think that you could take on one Eddie Hall with all these cloned friends of yours? I know I could. I know. I could take my weakest friend. My physically smallest, least violently inclined friend, who I actually have in my head right now. I could take this person, multiply him by 100, and I know for sure that me leading the pack, even if I wasn't there actually, it was just him, versus this one gorilla. I know that by weight alone, they could hold him down and smother him to death. So I started asking myself more questions about this hypothetical situation. Under what circumstances is this fight occurring? Is he just fighting them one-on-one until they all die and he gets tired and then he dies? How would that work? Are these humans bloodlusted, or are they worried about paying their car bill next 15th? How does this work? How? Under what circumstances? Or are they all just rushing at him at once? Like, what? Who the fuck thought of this? Clearly someone who has no fucking idea about the true strength of an animal. It just blows my mind. I think the better question is how many average humans it would take to kill a gorilla. All right, now we have a defined set of parameters where I can work with this without it just being abjectly insulting to my intelligence, and frankly, just overselling a gorilla like crazy. It's like the whole gorilla versus a bear fight. You don't fucking understand bears. Like, the person who posited that question clearly doesn't understand what position a bear occupies in the wild. How many humans would it take to defeat one gorilla? Depends on the human. I'm certainly not an average human. I'm almost 400 pounds. I used to be a power lifter. I was a fighter. Certainly in my younger state, when I was still in very good health, it would probably take just 5 of me to kill one gorilla. And that's a lot. I'm sad to say that it takes 5 of me to beat one gorilla, but I'm sure that would be the answer. If not simply for the fact that we can get one guy on one leg, another guy on the other leg, one guy on one arm, and another guy on the other arm. We all just sit on top of him while the 5th one is on the chest just pounding his face. Boom, boom, boom. I'm sure we could do it. In my best years, I was 250 pounds. I was a very, very healthy, fast, strong 250-pound man. I'm 6'4". I'm sure that we could do it. Now, maybe I'm not all as cool as I think I am. It's very likely. It's very likely that I'm not as cool as I think I am. It might take more than 5 of me. It might take 10 of me. That's possible. But it might take less. And what if I was just an average human being? What if I wasn't 6'4"? What if I was more like 185 pounds? The average size of at least an American. What if I was that size? Could 5 of me do it then? I don't know. Gorilla pretty strong. How about 10 of me? Oh, now we're talking. Am I bloodlusted? Or do I care about my car insurance bill? What am I What are the parameters here? This question has a lot of questions attached to it. And none of them lead me to believe that the asker of this question was particularly intelligent. Fuck no! 100 men would completely decimate a single gorilla. I think 20 gorillas would be okay against 100 humans. That would be difficult for us to fight hand to hand, probably. Probably. Or it might be even. I don't know. There's 100 of you. This is the stupidest question I've ever heard in my life. Well, except for would you rather be in the forest with a bear or a man? That tier list on the retarded hypotheticals. S tier, would you rather be in a forest with a bear or a man? A tier, 100 gorillas or a man. Or 100 men or a gorilla. Take me out to pasture and shoot me in the fucking face, I swear to God. You know what I'm saying, for fuck's sake. Dear God. Please, internet stupids, of which I am nominally a part, please stop torturing us with these dumb questions. Okay. That's it for me. I'm off to go day drinking. Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay in my house and go day drinking. That's how you do it safe. All right. Here's my least favorite part of the whole fucking video. Like, comment, subscribe. That's sign language for S. It's a weird one, I know. This is E, actually. S. Anyway.